Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, we're back after not much time since dropping the New Year trailer. I went over to the subreddit because I wanted to see if the data mines were posted yet or if we had an idea on when they might be. And I was greeted with a whole slew of people losing their minds over something that they announced just now. So apparently, according to Insys, starting with the upcoming Tempest trial event that's going to be held for the upcoming New Year banner, we will change which heroes can be recruited from the cumulative score rewards. Now, typically for the cumulative score rewards, the hero that we get is the brand new Tempest trial character, but they're going to be changing that. So now you can recruit one 5-star special hero who has appeared in a previous special hero summoning event by achieving a cumulative score of 1,000. So the hero here, Hero Ash, Earnest Greetings, will appear as a cumulative score reward in the next Tempest trial. And then 5-star hero Nino Spirited Scorcher will appear in the Tempest Trial Plus event scheduled for mid-January. Actually, off top, I actually don't even know which units those are, so we'll go over here. We'll take a look on the Reddit. Okay, so Ash, Earnest Greetings, is that the one? Yeah, so Ash, Earnest Greetings, that would happen to be this New Year Ash over here. I mean, she is a 5-star exclusive. Maybe she's not so great right now in the meta, but she is a 5-star exclusive, and she's probably going to get a refine at some point, sooner rather than later. So, is this better? I mean, that's up for debate. And then Hero Nino Spirited Scorcher. So, which one is that? Is that the Caden one? I think that might be Caden Nino, right? Spirit, yeah, it is actually Caden Nino. Yeah, I mean, Caden Nino was pretty good on release. She was a 5-star exclusive intentional unit. Maybe not so good right now, but it's very interesting that we were able to get her instead of like some random Tempest trial unit. Huh. Yeah, so I can see why people are upset about this, because the Tempest trial prize units are typically where they slot in characters that are less popular and virtually have no chance of ever being added to the game. So we got a lot of cool characters that people want in the game that probably won't make a lot of money as Tempest trial prizes. So now that they're taking that out, that's going to be really hard for people waiting for certain characters to actually get into the game now. So I can see the standpoint there why people would be upset. As far as me, though, like, I don't think it really matters too much. As long as we're still getting a character here. It is an old character, but it's still a character nonetheless. I don't really think I care too much. This is fine. See the upcoming Tempest Trial notifications for more details. What's more, heroes that can be recruited from cumulative score rewards in future Tempest Trial Pluses can also be summoned by consuming heroic grails in future versions. That's very interesting. So, essentially, Nino and Ash are going to be in the grail pool now. Huh. I mean, imagine having a plus 10 of New Year Ash just for free as a free-to-play. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I mean, her BST ain't the greatest, but having a plus 10 of this character is probably going to be better than having a plus 10 of some random Tempest Trial unit. Let me see what her weapon does again. Attack up 6, attack minus 6 on the foe. Possible brave attack. Alright, pierceable 40% DR on enemy's first attack. Yeah, wary fighter. And then beast transformation for infantry, right? Yeah, but then you consider all the good beast skills that we can give her. Like beast exclusive passives. And then she has her C skill, which is just a better guidance 4. She could certainly put it in. And she is blue, right? She's a blue unit. So she does have color advantage against the dreaded Burger King. This would be a very interesting unit to slide into free-to-play arena teams, I will say. Huh. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. We are going to be getting more 5-star seasonal units as our Tempest Trial rewards in the future. Very interesting. I actually think this is okay. I don't see a problem here. And now, like I said, I do, of course, understand why people are mad. I'm not going to try to hide that fact. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some Reddit reactions here, see what people have to say. Some things I haven't seen people bring up with the lack of new Tempest trial units. No more free, fun, inheritable weapons like Johanna Lance. Well, that is true, but then also, most of the times you just want to go for the brand new arcane weapon anyway. And then there are, like, the demo on the banner or also the GHBs can also still come with free-to-play weapons. They're not going to be fun, like fun names and fun designs and things like that anymore. But you're still going to get some new inheritable weapons from the demotes on banners and the GHBs. GHBs tend to not get inheritable weapons as premium. I guess that's true, but also consider a lot of the GHB weapons were just remakes of Tempest trial weapons. Like, just giving us a different way to inherit those. Like, for example, In the Fold and also... Well, In the Fold, I think, was a demoted banner unit weapon. And then that was for the staff from the Bride Lana, right? So, like... I can't remember the name of that staff at the moment. Bridal something. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think this is that big of a deal. No more free unit with the new child banner, meaning one less unit with a free or with a preference in the Grail pool per year. Unless they give an additional GHB a preference, which may affect the choice of GHB characters. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to impact GHBs at the moment, but who knows? Maybe they're going to go more all-in with GHBs now, since they don't have to give us 2 free units. They only have to give us 1. And maybe they'll just go all-in on the GHBs and make them stacked. Unpopular plus non-Lord male characters will either be a 4-star or not on the banner at all. Yeah, I mean, this to me seems like the biggest downside to this is that fan favorite, less popular characters now have even less of a chance of getting in the game. Alternatively, they make more seasonal banners without a 4 or 5-star unit if they need to have a male character take up one of those valuable limited spots. Banners like Brides and Summer previously had no male characters except the Tempest trial, which can't happen anymore. Maybe Insys will get more creative with seasonal themes going forward. That would be nice. I do feel like we are kind of pigeonholed into one area right now with the like dead set seasonals that they do every time. It's like Brides in May, we get Christmas for Christmas, obviously. Halloween, like the Johanna banner, which is, or just the Desert banner, which is always desert characters. The Tribe banner. I would really like it if they dipped into some more unique themes instead of just redoing all the same ones over and over. An eventual change in the available limited time combat manuals, since past Tempest trial units always take up that spot. Oh, that is true. Yeah, we're going to get new ephemera codes instead of the Tempest trial reward heroes at some point, which may affect the yearly permanent combat manual selection going forward, since we're now getting premium skills for free already. Merge projects for score-reliant modes like Arena become more limited since they're releasing less characters into the Grail pool before the BST bump. That is true. Like, I did forget to mention that. When we're getting these characters here, these older released characters, they might be better, technically, than whatever booty Tempest trial unit they were planning to release, because these guys are going to have preference weapons and preferably preference passives if possible. Their BSTs are not going to be up to date, though. That's the one thing. So, like, their BSTs are not going to be arena competitive, even if you got them to +10. But then, on the flip side, we do have the new Chosen Hero Blessing, which can essentially fix the BST of any character as long as you've got them at +10. So, this one seems like a moot complaint to me, the thing about BST. And then paralogs are going to be a little awkward with one less character. Can't wait to see whatever the hell they make Sedger do with the Book 9 OCs. Yeah, I mean, he's just there because it's Year of the Horse, pretty much. That's my takeaway. All right, let's see what else people have to say. Sunsetting my participation in the game. All right, so canceling his Fay Pass subscription. You remove free units, I remove money. All right, I'm right there with you, man. Honestly, but it's not like they're removing free units completely. We are still getting free units. It's just not a new unit anymore. We're just getting old units for free now, which I mean, that's fine. It just seems like they're cutting costs, honestly. Like, because instead of making a completely brand new character, which will have to cost them voice acting and then also commissioning artwork and stuff like that for a new unit, they could just release a unit that's already been in the game, and they can just save the costs for making one new unit right there. So I guess that's fine. I mean, are they really that down bad, though, in terms of revenue, that they have to cut costs like that? I haven't done a revenue check video in a while. I think we might be overdue for me doing that. We may have to do a revenue check very soon here. All right, so Homeboy is going to cancel Fay Pass. I've already done that, bro. Get with the times. Tempest trial situation is crazy. Full Runes commentary. Okay, so good day, summoners. I, Rune 0, come flapping my wings down like Faye the Owl. But unfortunately, on this New Year's horizons, I come flapping down with possibly bad news. So Insys, or Intelligence Systems, decided to pull a possible little stinker. One that has shaken the subreddit of heroes into Ragnarok, just like how I, Rune, has shaken the 9 realms into Ragnarok. Okay, so Homeboy is really getting into the cosplay here. He's pretending to be Rune. So with the newest notification, it basically tells us we no longer will get new Tempest trial units, and instead 5-star exclusive seasonal units in place of them. Now, I know that it may not sound completely bad. 5-star seasonal units that aren't too old? Wrong. Malarkey. These seasonals are at least 3 years old. 3-year-old in Fae meta is the equivalent of when Corrin and company in Fates threw their newborns into the deep realms and time accelerated like putting on 200cc in Mario Kart. Okay, I can't follow that one because I've never played Fates. It's just too fast for a competitive field, especially in one where the field can cost real-life runillion dollars. Now the skills they come with aren't completely bad. I wouldn't even go as far as to say some of these are good. Distant counter and skill bridges for more premium upgrades is never bad. But in exchange for these skills, we lose something more valuable than when we exchange the Celestial Stones for items, characters. Yeah, that is the main thing. Again, like, that to me seems like the biggest problem with what's going on here. Characters are the vocal points of Fae. It's our time to shine, get it, with these characters, to invest in them and to then fight with them. So with losing a possible slot on many future set of banners, it just hurts the game as a whole. Also, lesser popular characters have a lesser chance of getting at least a Tempest Trial slot thrown at them. Those once-in-a-Hoder Moon Tempest Trial units with super good preference or set of skills are also gone. The free-to-play players now lose out on getting a new character on the newest batch of characters when it comes with a Tempest Trial. It just hurts so many aspects of the game you think it might boil down to. And hear me out, the game is dying. I mean, that's another overdue video, the end of service video, because end of service talks have been getting out of control lately. And I wanted to do one of these, like a couple of weeks ago. I actually wanted to do one, but the end of service video might have to be coming out sooner rather than later now. Now, this may be an actual possibility. I'm not the only one. I have observed through the eyes of the other me, Rune 2, scrolling through Reddit and seeing these types of postings appear. With one less character to plan and commission, it's not only a win for less investing on a game that's losing revenue, but also it might grant a sort of incentive to pull on the actual banners, as with the losing of new free-to-play characters on these new banners. We also lose the free-to-play inheritable weapon that usually associates with the newest type of skills. So yeah, for example, I mean, the Arena Axe or the Arena Sword, like, those are really good inheritable weapons. All of a sudden, we don't get a free-to-play version of that. You can only get it from the banner for summoning the 4-star demote. So that is a huge loss, right? Like, the Arena Sword and Arena Axe are two of the best inheritable weapons, and with this new update, one of those just gets completely erased. See, like with my own personal interest, there's almost as much layers to this onion as there is to the amount of realms I want to see being destroyed. It's sort of a situation where the company might not even be purposely trying to do a bad thing, but in the end, the action will hurt a lot of its fan base. So yeah, if you want to see this new update be possibly changed, be sure to let the devs know through feedback, and maybe we can all find a solution that's just like when Summer Pala was released, as a solution to beat Surtur back then. But yeah, just wanted to talk about this a bit. That's it. See ya. All right, bye-bye, Rune. Yeah, so my takeaway on all of this, are we heading into end of service? Are we heading into them losing a lot of revenue? I think we're losing revenue for sure. I mean, Faye has been losing revenue since year one, pretty much. But at this point, it's probably gotten to a tipping point where they have to start cutting costs somewhere. And I'm imagining just making one less unit is a way for them to cut costs there. All right, they are cutting... literally, they are cutting costs. That's the whole post. It's very obvious why they're doing this. The game's revenue is declining, and this is definitely a way to cut costs. One less hero to have to make, and it's a hero that's not generating revenue. Not saying it's a good thing, but this has to be the reason why. And yeah, I would agree with that 100%. That's the same conclusion I came to. All right, as someone who doesn't speak Japanese and doesn't have social media beyond Reddit, I'm really curious about how the Japanese audience is reacting to the news. That's a good thing to cover here. Let's see. Faye end of service is the second one. Okay, so he posted Faye on like a Japanese website and searched for the most searched things, and end of service is the second thing that pops out with Faye. A gacha suddenly announcing less new content in any way is always a sign of end of service, even if it's not immediate. Presumably, Faye gets its story completed, but it's not looking good past that. If the January New Heroes banner puts one of the FB Forging Bond characters as the GHB unit again, and it wasn't just the one time, that's also a pretty solid nail of them cutting back on units. The only gacha I can think of not to end of service not long after a gutting of new content is Mario Kart Tour, and technically they removed the gacha from that before the content stopped. Yeah, I remember hearing something about Mario Kart Tour like ending, but then it never actually ended. Like they just kept going with it, and they just repurposed the game in a different way. Huh. I mean, on our behalf of Faye is a Nintendo game, right? So, like, maybe it's up to Nintendo as opposed to Insys, like, whether or not the game keeps going. Because Mario Kart Tour, by all accounts, should have actually ended. But it didn't. So it's still there, still generating whatever, I guess, hype for the Mario Kart series. Faye kind of does that for Faye, right? Because, like, or Fire Emblem, because we don't often get new entries to the series. And we do need some way to promote the series outside of that. And that's pretty much what Faye's job is. Just to raise awareness about the Fire Emblem series. I think Emblem Adel was a sleeper big end of service sign. Them rushing into DLC emblems is basically admitting that they, 1, don't trust the ability of the remaining main emblems to pull in revenue, and 2, that they don't know if they can wait to release Adel in a year because of bleeding player base state of the game. But yeah, it's really bad. There's only a couple memories I have with Backlash this big as a day one player. I don't know about all that. I mean, I'm not going to say his point isn't valid, but I don't necessarily think them rushing for Edelgard for Christmas is that big of a sign of end of service, because what are the money characters in Faye? Is it not 3 houses? Is it not the house leaders? They did it last time. Remember when we had the 3 houses Christmas banner that was just like the end of the world banner? This seems to me like them trying to catch lightning in a bottle again, like what they did that time. So, of course, that's why all 3 of the house leaders are on the artwork. They wanted to try to sell 3 houses for a big holiday like Christmas. So, I mean, they're just trying to maximize revenue. Are there any ulterior motives to that? I don't know. But, I mean, it does seem like the obvious choice to me, though. Just dropping Edelgard. It's not a good sign, though. Yeah, that is true. Have some Twitter translated quote tweets. I'd say they're 70% talking about Sedgar and 30% confusion. Everyone's too caught up with Zagaro. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably said Zagaro instead of Sedgar before. That is his Japanese name. It's Sedgar, Zagaro, and Wolf. Like, those two, they're very badass characters in Shadow Dragon. And it's not getting much buzz, but personally, I'm shocked at the reward for the War Vortex. Is that what the Tempest trial is called in Japanese? The War Vortex? That's pretty fire. Why can't we have the War Vortex? Is somehow a gacha character, you know? If this means they'll keep bringing out characters from a few years ago going forward, that means one less new slot, right? I want to think it's just a coincidence that it didn't make the deadline this time. No, this has nothing to do with deadlines, bro. The reason why is because they had to have made a conscious decision to not make an extra character. I don't think it has anything to do with deadlines, man. All right, has it really come to the point... Oh, Violet's Booba, what up? Shoutouts to Violet's Booba. Has it really come to the point where gacha-exclusive items are being turned into free distributions? Somehow the War Turmoil reward has... War Turmoil. We went from War Vortex to War Turmoil. What is the actual name of it? Is that a Detective Conan profile pic, by the way? Man, shoutouts to Detective Conan. Yeah, it is. It is Conan. Is that show ever going to end, by the way? Just stuck in filler hell. Okay, we'll take a look at this. Last post of this video is going on for a bit longer than I wanted, so we'll take a look at this and get out of here. Doubt this will go anywhere, but here's the feedback I sent. Feel free to copy. Not happy with the upcoming Tempest Trial rewards being past seasonal units. The Tempest Trial slot is a good opportunity for less popular characters to be featured. The last year of banners has been full of heroes' original characters and characters that have multiple versions already in the game. There is a golden opportunity to give old seasonal units as Tempest Trial rewards, but this should be in addition to the free unit created for the Tempest Trial. The continuous and rapid skill power creep of upcoming units largely devalue older units. Releasing previously premium units as rewards acts as a show of goodwill to the player base. The current impression I get from the game is extremely stingy. I don't know if it's being stingy, though. I think it's more so just being, like, more revenue aware. They're just cutting costs. Because it's not like they get any revenue out of a Tempest Trial unit. They just make it for free, basically. So they're cutting costs there. Not putting time and resources into a unit that's not going to make them any money anymore. But yeah, there's cause for alarm if this happens to GHBs. Like, if they decide to cut GHBs all of a sudden, then we may have a little bit of an issue here. But seeing as how they haven't done that, I don't know, man. Yeah, this is all very, very interesting to take in. Let me know what your thoughts about all of this are in the comments section down below. And let me know if you think this is bad, or if you think this is okay, or if you're completely neutral on it like I am. I don't think it's necessarily good or bad. I just think they are trying to cut costs and maximize revenue. But that could also have greater implications in the future, which could be dire. So this is your boy Tacho signing out. Take care, fellas, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.